Hey, what's going on YouTube? My name is Tom Mizzle. You're watching my channel Mizzle14, and I'm here to review of Pose Season 1, Episode 2, Access. It's a lot to talk about, so I'll try to make this as quick as possible, but here we go. It started off with a category. The category was Realness Weather Girl. So Angel was walking down with her nice little garment on. It was snow feathers going down, and it was good. She did a good job. She was slaying the floor and stuff. And Damon was up there throwing the snow leaves to her, and it was great. So she good. She got all tens across the board. So through the midst of that, you see Electra. Electra was the mother of a House of Abundance. You saw Electra talking to her children and kind of like teasing Blanca, and everybody would start laughing at Blanca. Blanca saw it. So Blanca, I guess she's like told Poppy is one of her children, and go get Damien to meet her to her back. So she decided she wanted to challenge Electra, the House of Abundance. So she went over there to get her dress, and Damien went to help her. He said, "What you doing?" She said, "It's my time to shine. I'm trying to win this category." And he said, why you doing it? Because you're not ready. But she said, this is her chance to do it. You need to show the people that she's on the map. She's going, and she needs to shut it down. So she said she's going to challenge Electra. So her Electra had a challenge, and Blanca killed it. She did the runway. She had a nice, like, kind of flamingo kind of dress on, red dress. Electra had this like kind of purplish bluish kind of dress. It was okay to me. I like the Blanca. I like Blanca dress more. And Blanca got all tens. Electra lost by 1 point, and she got pissed. She said 1 point and asked the judge why she gave her a 9, or why he gave her a 9. And he said, "Girl, that dress looked like you got it from the casket." I started laughing. I said, that was a read there. And he read Electra, and she was like, "Oh my gosh." So Blanca has a good. She liked that she had won her first competition, and it was great. And she beat up her old house mother. So everything. So next, at the midst of that, Blanca was going to celebrate. She was talking to David on the steps, and after a little after a little conversation going on between them, she got up and left. And during the midst of that, we have this character named Ricky. Ricky was talking to Damon. I guess he was kind of flirting with Damon a little bit. He said, "Oh, how you doing? I see you dance. I see the dance and stuff." And they were going through the flirting back and forth. And Damon was sitting there like this is something new to him. He haven't had a nice guy trying to come on to him. He commented about the guy cologne and made a joke about it, but he was just playing. He said it actually smelled good. So during the midst of them talking, I guess they decided to have a date. So Ricky said, "Let's invite you to a pizza and everything." So David was like, "I want to have a real date. Can we sit down in a restaurant and sit down?" He said, "That's sitting down. That includes like tips. And I don't have that much money. My idea of a date is just sit down and have a conversation with my person I'm dealing with and having pizza." So that was that. And so when he left, because Ricky was happy, Damon said yeah. So when he left, Blanca said, "Who is that?" He said, "Oh, we're going to have a date." And she was like, "Oh, he's trouble, but I'm used to that. So go ahead and have your fun, but be in the house by 3 a.m. Right? That was his curfew. He said, okay, I'll be there." So later on to that scene, Damon and Ricky were sitting down at the pier. They was having a good time. They was talking, and I guess Damon was kind of hesitant at first because Ricky was trying to put his arm around him, and he just joked up a little bit, and he said it's okay, nobody gonna do nothing to you, because he I guess he kind of feel like somebody was gonna judge him, somebody gonna watch and see what's going on and say something, so he didn't want that rejection. But he said, okay, it's a pier, and nobody gonna do nothing. We all around our kind. And if you don't know, the pier is a spot. It's still going on, but it's a spot that most LGBTQ community goes to have a good time, to relax, do what they have to do, away from anybody else. And it's been going on for now. And that's what they're sitting there. But then first, before they had a little cuddle session, they had a little agreement, well, disagreement, little like kind of like a debate between who's better, Janet and Michael. It was crazy. And so Ricky decided to get up and go to a spot. He told David to follow him. So when they followed him, David was following him and everything. And they went to this little secluded spot. It was like a big warehouse kind of building. And Ricky said he liked this place. And David said it's kind of smelled there and all that stuff. But Ricky said, "Oh, you being bougie and all that stuff." And David said, "I'm not bougie. It smells." And I guess Ricky was trying to go for a kiss. I guess he was trying to have sex with Damon, but Damon didn't want to go there. So he was trying to get a kiss, but Damon stopped it because he said he's not ready for this because he never kissed a guy before or never kissed. And Ricky said it's okay, and then he started dancing and the kiss for a while. For someone who don't like kiss, he was doing a good job, but there was kissing. And then I guess Ricky was filling him up more and trying to do more. Damon said he can't do this. Let's stop. He said he's not ready to go further than we need to go. So he said, "I would like to see you more, and let's do another date." So Ricky he taking it back, but I guess Ricky was like, "You know what? That's cool." So they had to set up another date for Saturday night to go on a date, another pizza date. So that's that. So I'm gonna continue on with the Damon thing. So Damon was in the class and he was dancing. I mean, he was enjoying himself. He was living the music. He was like, it was kind of rehearsal, but the teacher said he wasn't rehearsing the dance. He was dancing, actually living the dance, like dancing out. And she was proud of him for doing that because she said it takes a skill to do that. And that's something that you cannot teach. Because I have a dance background. I used to dance myself. And when I was dancing, sometimes I feel the music and it takes me out there. So sometimes when I go to shows and everything, people say, "Oh my gosh, you was good. You expressed yourself." I remember this one dance I did when I was in high school, but I was going back to my old middle school and danced for them. And we went to a school and we performed like a praise kind of dance. And after I did it, it was like a remembrance to the people who died and everything. Had a flag, and it was a good piece. And I had a solo spot as well, and I did my solo dance. And the lady came up to me and she hugged me and she cried. She said, "You moved me," and everything. And I was like very thankful for that. So I understand that kind of scene, that it was that she see that he was really vibing for the music. So she said one of her seniors dropped out, something happened, so she had an extra ticket and she wanted to invite him to a ballet. Because the only way to hone your craft is to watch the craft that you doing. So if you want to be a better dancer, you have to look up other people who dance in the same category as you to see how their technique are, to see how they express dance, how they live dance. And she said that it's not just about dancing. People express their story through move dancing. So your movement tells a story. So if you convey that, we're not saying any words, so people understand what you're coming from. That's how you become an expert in dance. So she took him, and it was Saturday night. Like, it's the same night that she had a date with Ricky. So he had a date with Ricky. So I said, "Oh my gosh." So Damon decided he was gonna go to the date. He was gonna go to the dance with his teacher. And since he didn't have Ricky's phone number, he can't call him to reschedule. So he told his house mother, Blanca, and everybody, and Poppy said, "Well, forget Ricky, go to the dance," because Ricky's a hit him, quit him type. And I felt that too. I was like, Ricky probably just want to get in his pants. He didn't want nothing else other than that. But it was more to that. So Blanca said, "Follow your dreams, do it." So Damon went to the dance with the teacher. He sat down and he liked it. He was very moved by the performance. So moved, he started crying. And then in the middle of it, he started clapping and applauding. And they were still performing. And the teacher, he sat down. The teacher said, "The applause go at the end." And then the lady behind him was shaking her head. I said, "Lady, mind your business," and everything. He didn't know no better. Like he don't go to places like this. So he'll know the etiquettes of what the show it is, but he was happy. So during that time, we saw Ricky in at the pizza shop with 2 plates of pizza, and he was sitting there waiting. I was like, "Oh my gosh!" So he got pissed, and he got up and he threw those food out and he left. So that's that, right? And then later on, he said he felt bad for what he done to Ricky. So Damon and Ricky was walking in I think it was around the pier as well. They was walking over there, and little Poppy saw somebody and he saw her drugs. Earlier in the episode, when they had a sit down, it was Blanca, Angel, little Poppy, and Damon. Blanca held a mandatory meeting, right, and told them that she was not going to compete for the next ball. And I'm going to explain that later on, but I'm just going to piece that together later on video. She was not going to participate and everything. And doing the thing before Damon sat down and talked to them, she Poppy had a skateboard, and Blanca asked little Poppy, "Where you get that skateboard from?" Because that's like it looked new and it looked money. And he said, Angel, I guess, to tease him, he said, "Oh, he making his money by doing something and slinging, whatever he's doing." And Blanca said, "You better not be no drugs, because that's against the rules." She laid ground rules, and selling illegal stuff or doing any drugs and anything or selling drugs is not is against her rules. So when he went there at the pier with Damon, he sold this guy some drugs, and Damon saw it. He said, "If Blanca find out, you gonna kick out the house or something. She gonna be pissed." And he said the only way she will find out if you tell her. So I guess Damon not gonna tell Blanca. So Damon saw Ricky. Ricky was with somebody else. I think he was with a trans woman, and Ricky was kind of pissed. He was blowing Damon off, and he blamed Damon off and told Damon that he was like this and he had a dream. No, he was like that. He said Damon had a dream and he felt like Damon should. He believed that Damon because of the dream, because he believed that Damon could take him with him. Because we find out Ricky is homeless himself, and Damon was telling him that I got kicked out of my parents. I was sleeping on the bench. Blanca took me in, and I had to do right by her. And if I had to choose between dating, relationship, and education, I would choose my education, my dance, which you should do, because that's part of the priority of his house too. Education come first. So that he was like back and forth with that. So Ricky was upset about that. He said, "I'm homeless too, and I'm used to people abandoning me." So that's why he go off for that. So earlier, remember before Damon had that date with Ricky, it was so late. So everything, he came to the house, and she told him to be there at 3 o'clock. He didn't come till 5 o'clock in the morning. So he was creeping inside, you know, when you come in the house and you didn't want your parents to know that you came in late after the time you're not supposed to be there. You're supposed to be there. So you come in there, you try to sneak, you try to close the door real quiet, go in there. And it was so crazy. He could not be quiet because the door was creaky, the floor was creaky, so he was making a lot of noise, and Blanca was up. So she said, "Damon?" He said, "Yes." And he said he knew he was messed up. So they had to sit down. She said, "What you was doing?" "I told you to be at 3 o'clock. It's like 5 o'clock or more, 2 hours late." And he said, "I'm sorry. It was I was with Ricky." She said, "Did she did something? Did you get in trouble? Did you have sex or whatever?" He said, "No, we only kiss." And she said, "Oh, I guess your father had the birds and the bees talk with you." And he said, yeah, his father talked to him, but his father talked to him in an aspect of pleasing another woman. But he didn't want to tell his father that how it is with another guy, because he didn't want to come out then with that. He's too afraid. So Blanca got up. She gave him a pamphlet and said, "Do this." And he said, "Oh, I'm not ready for all this." He said, "Well, I can't be there every day for you. I can't protect you 24/7, so you got to make decisions." And they had a little talk, and she gave him a real spiel about tops and bottoms, and it was kind of funny. And he said, "How do I know which one I am? Like, if I'm," she said, "Some people get pleasure by receiving, some people get pleasure by giving, and some people like both." But she mostly said just top and bottom. She didn't really explain the verse world, but she just said that you know when you're gonna get self-sent to when you're ready, then you find out when the time comes. But she said, be careful, use a condom and everything, because she said if I took if I did what I did, and I know now, I would have did my choices different than before. So he thanked her at the talk, and I teared up a little bit for that part, because I don't know why, because I was like, this is a lost teen who looked for that guidance from her, and have that talk with her, and be accepting, and be open, and telling him the real deal, it's kind of make it touching because you would like to have that open relationship with your parents, and that's like a real scene. So after he left, she started to think about her stuff. She started licking a cigarette, smoking a cigarette, and she just like bummed down from that. So later on, when Damon's like that, I continue with Damon's story. He met with Ricky again, right? And he wanted to talk to Ricky. Ricky was trying to know him and all that stuff. And he was explaining to himself why he did this, why he went to the dance, and all that craziness. And kind of not letting go. So he said, you know what? I want to invite you to the thing that I went to. As you see it for yourself, you will like it. He said, no, I'm not down with that. He said, come on, come on, come on. David was kind of being persistent. Because he likes, I guess he likes Ricky. And he just don't want to give up on Ricky. So Damon told him, it's this Wednesday at 6:30. Be there. Do not dress street clothes. You don't have to wear a tie, but just come casual, kind of formal wear. So he was there sitting waiting. At first I thought Ricky was about to fill him up, but after a while Ricky came and showed up, and he was admired by that. And then they was watching the dance. It seemed like Ricky was enjoying the dance, and he just was like amazed by it. They started holding hands, and it was nice. I said I want to see how that goes between those two, how their storyline will develop from there, because it seemed like Ricky's a lost soul and he needs to be saved. And at first David asked him to join the house, but Ricky said I don't want to join the house and all that stuff. And it's a lot of things, right? So after the win, right? Remember, Blanca won her trophy against Elektra, and she decided not to go to participate to the other ball. She wanted to go and make a statement, because when she went celebrating the first time, she was at the bar. She met with somebody from the House of Abundance. It was somebody, another children, her sister from the House of Abundance, and she asked the person to be her second command, like to be there to help run her house. And the lady said, oh my gosh, no, Blanca will kill me. No, not Blanca will kill me. Elektra gonna kill me. Find out you trying to steal another children for her. And because you know that Elektra don't like that Blanca left her. So, and then Angel left. So now if somebody else leave, you know Elektra will still gonna be on her ish about that. So Blanca was telling her all that stuff, and she said, you know, I got no loyal. She said, well, you gonna tell Elektra? She said, no, I don't got no loyal to her. But how you don't know if I want to start my own house? So she had her own little kind of, probably her own dreams. But at the midst of it, they was at this gay bar, right? The gay bar was mostly white males, and they was not getting served the thing. And the lady told the person she was meeting with, she was telling her, why we sit here? This is no place we could go to, but you want to sit here. And you know they gonna serve us. And he said, well, our money is good as everybody else. So Blanca was trying to make a statement. And the bartender came to them, trying to get their drinks, but he was serving them. So she asked for the manager. The manager came and talked to him outside. He said, well, you can't be here and everything. And she said, what? And everything. She said, it's a gay bar. He said, but it's for a white gay male and everything. And she said, well, with the community, he said, well, we don't need your kind here. So basically he's saying that the transgender is not welcoming. As remember last episode, Elektra said that I could get by, but you're not gonna get by because you're easily identifiable as a man. So I guess this scene was telling them that the people at the bar know that she a man, but dressed up as a woman, and they don't like that because that's like a total flagpole in the gay spectrum. I know in the gay world, there's a whole kind of spectrum of levels of respect. And then you got the masculine males, then you got females, then you got cross dressers. It's a lot going on. It's so many spectrum and so many hierarchy that it's also discrimination and prejudice between people in the same community. So in the gay world, trans woman is not considered fully woman, but not respected as a male as well. So the lady said, you know what, this is crazy because people don't give a fuck about us. They don't care about us. We the bottom of the toe pole. And I guess this experience is that. So Blanca decided she wasn't going to the ball because she wanted to make a statement. So she went back to the place and she was sitting there. She said, I'm not going until I get a drink. And then the security guard came, took her, and threw her out. And she said she's not doing it, she's not going down. So she went back again. And this time going to drink. He said, oh my God, this lady. So when he told her, the manager said, oh my God, can you get it out of your head? You don't need you here. Stuff like that. Blanca saw a black gay male there. And she said, you know, your kind is not welcome here. He said, well, excuse me, your kind is not welcome here. Now, the manager said that this gay bar is mainly for white males and everything. But since he's a black male, it's passable because he's a male. Even though he's not a white gay male, he's still a male, and it was okay for him being there. But since you are male dressed as a woman, you not okay be there. So they called the cops. The cops came, and Block was going back and forth with the police officer. He said, you know, I can't arrest you for being here, but I can arrest you for your mouth. He said, so he arrested her for disorderly conduct. So she went in the jail. Block was sitting there trying not to look at anybody. This guy crossed on her and said, what the fuck you looking at? And she got made bail, right? She got bailed out by Elektra. And now Elektra bailed her out. It's the only reason why she bailed out. Now, let's step back backwards for the episode. The second board that Blanca didn't participate in, Elektra participated in. And it was the category of that was, let me see, sorry, legendary runway challenge. No, that wasn't that. It was dynasty category. Legal dynasty wear, and it was a lot of failed people that looked like Pray Tell was reading them for filth. They was laughing, and it was crazy. So Electro came in and she shut it down. Now she won, and then the person that Blanca was trying to talk to get to her house, she said, why are you upset? Because we won like the whole night, we swept the floor. She said, well, I came in against the competition. It was no competition for me, so it was not a win for me. So Electra was mad that Blanca didn't go there because she said she wanted to redeem her defeat. So she was looking for Blanca to be there so she could redeem herself, but she can have a rematch. But Blanca didn't show up. So Electra was pissed off for that. So before she bailed her out for jail, she went to her job. A job that Blanca's doing was Blanca is a manicurist. She was doing nails. And Electra was so rude. She talked to the freaking owner. She said, I'm here to see her. She said, you're on break. She said, did you comprehend what I'm freaking saying? I don't care what she at. I came to see her, and I'm going to just being rude. Got there. Was talking to Blanca about the thing, and she said she's disappointed that you didn't go to the ball, and I was doing it. She was beating Blanca down. Blanca was had her own. Was going back and forth. Blanca said she had a statement. She has a thing to do. She had to make a future for her children. And Electra was not having it. She said, they was going back and forth. She was reading her and said sometimes you got to struggle. And the struggle is you got to be there. So whatever next ball is, I wanted you there and you need to compete with me. And I don't care, all that extra stuff you're trying to do is irrelevant. She said it's irrelevant. You can do all the extra stuff, but at the end of the day, you was not at my level. Basically, that's what she's telling her. So she got up and she said it's on the house. She paid for it. So when she bailed Blanca out, she said, "Would you easily bail me out?" The Blanca was kind of stepped back. She said, "Why are you bailing me out?" And freaking Electra said, "Well, the main reason she bailed her out was so that Blanca could compete at the last category." She said, "No, you're not bailing out in this one. You gotta compete in this ball." She said, that's what we live for. Nobody on the outside give a fuck about what we do. The ball is there for a space where we could compete. We could have a space that we could do things and be accepted to be wanted to show a celebration of the aspect and with outside from the outside world. So for you not to compete in that, that's a slap in the face. So telling her that houses only live to compete in this ball. So you're gonna get yourself together, get yourself ready, and compete against me so I can redeem my title. And that's what she left it at. She said, all that little Rosa Parkness, all that stuff you try to do, try to save the world, try to make a change, it's not happening. They don't care about you. They don't want you here. You not their kind, and we don't want to accept your kind, and our place is at the ball. So be at the ball. So they had that ball scene. It was the category. The last ball scene was Queen in pumps, femme queens in pumps, and Electra was there. Blanca was going after her. They had a challenge, and Electra came to slay. Blanca wasn't too bad herself, and everything. Electra won all 10 across the boards. Blanca had like lost by 2 points, and she won her match. And Electra was happy that she won and walked out of there. And Blanca walked out first, and then Electra started stunting with her stuff down the hall, down the hall. I was like, Electra, you too much. Like, so then we get the whole Stan situation, right? Remember, Stan got hired by Matt, and like, they work in the Trump building, whatever, and he was his wife. He was punching her numbers and everything, and his wife wanted a freaking washing machine. He flipped out on her, telling her all this stuff. He said, you don't know how to feel. I need to fit in. I need to get this stuff. Because she was upset that she like, you could give me a dishwasher, but you got this suit that, $900 dress that I wore once. You got this suit. You got this. You bought a Cadillac and everything. He said, I got to lift the part to be fit in and everything. Because they don't care about me if I don't fit in the role. So he was like, he needed to get up and leave. It was a Saturday, mind you, it was a Saturday. And she said, it's a Saturday now, where you going? He said he had to go to work. But she said, where you going? But mind you, he didn't get up and leave to go to work. He got up and leave to go see Angel. Remember, he couldn't stop thinking about Angel. Now, he went to the pier, and he stopped, and he didn't see Angel there. So he called one of the call girls over there. And the girl, she said, well, you know, he said, do you see Angel? And she said, oh, she working inside now. He said, oh, well, he doing inside jobs and everything? He said, no. She not working the streets. She up somewhere. So she told him she worked at Shadowland, and go there and see it yourself. So he went. He paid the $10. Is going to see Angel. It was the second booth to the second to last booth when he left. She went in there, he put the thing, and she saw him. She said, oh, here go you and everything. And he kind of, his feelings, like, he was very possessive. Like, he said, I don't like you being here. What you doing here? Like, I don't want anybody touching you and all that stuff. And she said, well, I like to be a kept woman. And a kept woman means being in a house and all that stuff, and high-rise, living a life, all that stuff. He said, well, can I see you more? And he basically didn't want her there. He said, can I see you more? Can I take you out of dinner? She said, go ahead. You can take me out. I'll let you know where to go. So later on, they had a little sit down. And they was discussing back and forth. And he said, I don't like you being there. I don't want nobody touching you. Very possessive. Mind you, last week, they didn't even have sex. They didn't even nothing. So Angel was taken back. She said, why are you going so hard for me? Why are you so possessive of me? And we never did anything together. And so like that, and she said, he said, can I do things for you? So like that, I could get your place, all that stuff. And she said, oh, you will give me an apartment. She said, well, I want one of your lease because I don't want you to throw away from me if you get tired of me. He said, no. He said, I can get you the one with lease. So that's when she's like, he said, hold up. You don't want to claim me, all that stuff like that. You don't want to see me because she told him that she didn't see for 3 weeks. And she said, you doing all this stuff, but who are you? Why are you doing this? You want to possess her, but you don't want to do the extra other stuff. So why is this? And he went to the whole spiel that he's no one, he's nobody. He does what he's been told. He don't serve. He do anything. He basically like a puppet in a society. And he said, he's like, go for it. He said, she is real. She's herself. She's telling her truth. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. This scene touched me. I don't know why it touched me. I started crying in this scene because I don't know. It was more about when he was saying that he was feel invisible, that he just there, and he's like he wearing a mask, but he just exists. He's just living in a world where he just do what he's told, and he's not being his true self, or he can't be his true self that he wants to be, or it was the fact that he said that Angel living her truth. She's real, and he admired that. So that's why he go for it. And I guess he said he gotta love her because she said dreams and aspiration is not in her vocabulary, is in a subtle thing, and she don't believe that. And he was going to spill. I mean, that's he touched me. And she got up. She said, "Well, you're gonna reach me when you get the thing together." House, my spending money and stuff that she needs, and she could just deal with what she had to do. She knows that he said he's not gonna leave his wife. He said he gonna stay with his wife and everything. And she was like, you know what, whatever. And that's when she went on spill to say, why you wanna keep me if you don't wanna do anything with me, but you wanna possess me, like be a controller, be a jealous type. So she got up. He said, "Do you believe in love?" Well, that's not a word in your vocabulary that you don't believe in. And she just gave a little tap in the face and just left. So later on, he went to Matt and asked for Matt for a raise. Now Matt know his bullshit because he was like, "What you raised for? Who is she?" He said all that. He really trying to tell him the truth. The Matt said, "You know what? I'm gonna give you this raise, but you got to do two things. You work the weekends when I called you, and you tell me the truth." So that's what he said. He said he met this woman. He said a Spanish woman, and he said, "Oh, exotic type." But he gave advice. He said, "Do never leave your wife, and do not get her pregnant. If you get pregnant, come to me." Everything. And it got up, and he said, "You don't love her. You love your wife." And he said, Matt asked Stan, "Do you love the girl?" He said, "I don't know." He said, "No, you don't. You just want to fuck her. You just go fuck her and get tired of her. Leave her when you get tired of her." So when he got the raise, he blindfolded. He went back to his house and he blindfolded his wife's eyes, and he took her to the kitchen, showed up and got her a dishwasher. So she's happy. And then she went to the same spot that Angel was working at, put the quarter at, and dangled the keys in front of Angel. And Angel was happy too. So he pleased both women, even though it's a dangerous game what he's doing, but he pleases both women by satisfying his wife, and he's not leaving his wife, but also he want to make sure Angel's happy. So that's everything about this episode that I want to talk about. It's a long video. Sorry I'm talking for this long, but I love this I love this show. It's really good. It's very authentic. It got you through emotions and everything. If I miss anything, please put that in the comments. Once again, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. My channel is Mizzle14. My name is Tom Mizzle, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.